Good morning, my beautiful soul. Doris Victoria here, your personal empowerment coach. Thank you for being here. I know you have a lot of possibilities. YouTube is so full with videos. So I really want to thank you for being here today with me and for spending time here with me to get empowered, to remember who you are, get empowered, and then live your life from that empowered space. So today I want to share something with you that I believe I have mentioned in a different video, but it is still intriguing to me. It is still something that is carrying me through life. It is the wind beneath my wings, so to speak, on my own quest of truth, so to speak. What's the truth of me? What is the truth of Earth? Why am I here? Who am I? So, okay, I remember when I studied in the US, I remember my favorite class was with a man that was half Native American, and I don't remember which tribe he came from, but I do remember his powerful teachings. And oftentimes his teachings were they were very avant-garde, many people were just kind of looking at each other and kind of like, what's he talking about? I don't really get it. But somehow it was intriguing. It planted seeds in my heart, and it carried me to new territories of exploring my own self, my own divinity here on earth. And so I remember one day he came into class. In fact, it was the first day, the semester just started. He came into class, he looked at us all, and he said, I want you to forget everything that you have learned. Erase all these programs. And I just want you to remember one thing. You are God. And I still remember, wow. I mean, I had goosebumps. And whenever I get goosebumps, something is telling me, oh, there must be some truth in that. It's worth exploring. And I looked into the class and people were kind of like murmuring. They were looking at each other. They were like, what's going on here? They didn't really know. But I remember how intriguing I found that. And so basically what he was talking about is erase all that conditioning. I was just coaching a client yesterday, and she is from one country and she bought something in a different country, and I had the chance to live in both countries, so I knew the cultures, so to speak, the conditioning, the cultural conditioning of both countries, Spain and Germany. And I remember how she was judging the other country where she bought something, where she purchased something, and it wasn't really working out the way she wanted. Her values were based on her conditioning, the conditioning that she was brought up with. When you say something, you keep your word, and so on. And it was really interesting. And when we talked about that, when I shared with her what I believe is going on here, she suddenly realized it and she could just laugh about it. And then she could go back into her divine self, into her light and love. And light and love never change. They remain the truth. And this is why, for me, seek what is never changing within you. What is changing is not your truth. Your body is your truth in this incarnation, but they say whatever is changing is not the truth. The only seek what is not changing within yourself. For me, this is the joy of being alive, the joy of being, the joy of just existing, It is remembering that I am love and light and creating from love and light. So this is my joy. This is my jam here on earth. So seek the things that are never changing. And so basically we were just laughing about the cultural conditioning in the end of the session, because she realized that she was creating a lot of resistance in her energy by judging the other country based on her cultural conditioning. Because we all come, and I talked about it already a little bit, we all come pure as source energy, onto this earth, pure beings. We are born just pure. Look into the eyes of a baby and see this infinite joy and oh my God, I love looking onto little babies, when they're just full of joy and just so curious about exploring, and they're just bundles of love. And then, we grow up and we absorb everything that's going on in our environment like little sponges, and we create our own judgments based on the conditionings and based on the values and based on the habits and thought patterns that are lived around us. And so as teenagers, we already start judging others based on the judgments of the people that we grow up with. Oftentimes the people that are closest to us, this is the closest environment, this is what we grow up with, this is the conditioning we take, and based on that we are judging the environment. And I realized that I did the same thing until I realized, wait a moment, this is not my judgment, this is not my voice. What am I thinking about this? I think it's quirky, but I like it, Or, I don't judge people because of their color or their race or their body weight. All these are just the norms of a society that is including our environment, that is additional to the environment, that is, you heard about this, the micro, the macro environment, all the way from micro to macro environment. We are being conditioned to believe what the outside world believes, until we realize, no, this is not me, this is not my voice, this is not what I want to believe. I want to believe that this person is beautiful, even though it is not, entering the societal standard of how a man or a woman should look like. I think I see the soul in this being and I just love it. And this is what I did. I remember when I was little, and even now I can look into the eyes of someone and somehow I can see in their energy where the conditioning has been placed, and I can see how much the eyes are veiled, because the eyes of someone that is not conditioned or that has remembered who she or he is, those eyes are pure. When you look into yogis that found the truth for themselves, people that meditate a lot, people that are not conditioned, they are actually intentionally cutting out everything that society is trying to manipulate us with. The 3D matrix, so to speak, is trying to condition us with fear, especially fear, because that's what they live on, fear. But if you don't get into that, if you remain in your joy of life, which is love and light, the love and light of your being, that's when you will see the truth everywhere you go, or at least this is what's happening for me. So back to my teacher who said, you are God. For me, this was always very intriguing, and it was very empowering at the same time. And I think it was because we all get conditioned to think, oh my God, we are never good enough. How could we ever be God? We are not good enough. We are sinners. And everything that the church, for me, the church oftentimes, or organized religion, to me, oftentimes gets in the way between people and God. For me, you are God. We are God. We are an extension of source energy here on earth, every single one of us. And I remember when I heard the first time that sinners, murderers are equally loved like those that are doing the best in the world. And that for me was so, I couldn't believe it, because no, murderers are not loved. Only the good people are loved, those that are doing good things. But then I suddenly started to realize, wait, maybe this is also a conditioning I received. Maybe life really loves, Source really loves every one of us unconditionally, because Source believes we are perfect in our imperfections and we are doing mistakes or we are running into challenges in order to grow. And also, since we are source energy here on earth, we are kind of co-creators of our own experiences. Our thoughts create vibration, and through this vibration, we are co-creating experiences, opportunities, chances, or we attract people into our lives that will reflect our thoughts back to us. And so, in a way, I finally understood what my favorite of all teachers meant when he said, "You are God." And then we erase all this old programming, cultural programming, religious programming, parental programming, school programming. You know, we were conditioned to believe in theories. His story is called history because it's his story, and oftentimes the story of somebody that had some kind of influence became the truth and was the one that was taught. But is it really the truth? So for me, my entire life was a quest, and that quest continues, and it is going on with my clients. And so if you are on your quest and you need help on your side of somebody that understands you, that sees who you truly are, that sees your love and your light, and you feel like you want to get back to the source, to this place of unconditionally feeling loved, to this place of feeling worthy just because you breathe, just because you are, to this place of feeling joyful just because you exist, just write me a message or click on the website. I will link my website below and we will be in touch. Anyway, my dear, if you like this video, please write in the chat what you're taking away from today. It means so much to me. If you like this video, please click subscribe, like, and please share it with your friends. Again, also that means so much to me. It was a pleasure to share that with you today. I'm looking forward to your comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah! Take care for now. Bye.